I don't know about you. It was a gut punch when I heard this. I don't know Marshawn Kneeland. I've never met him. And many of you may have just first heard of him when he recovered that blocked punt for a touchdown.
Incredible play, man.
Right?
Incredible. He blocked it and recovered
Well,
it.
he didn't block it, though.
He didn't?
He recovered it.
It went off of the face mask of his opponent.
Oh.
I mean, of his teammate who took one on the chin.
Yeah.
And he was just, on the spot, scored a touchdown on Monday Night Football on national television.
Crazy.
Everybody going nuts in the Metroplex. It was a massive boost of energy and momentum that the Cowboys were desperate to have. And he helped provide it. And there he is celebrating the moment with his teammates, smiles around. One would think at the top of his game and the top of his life. And he's now dead. And he was found, from what appears to be, according to authorities, after a high-speed chase last night in the Metroplex area. They said he was found shot, that he had seemed to be of a self-inflicted wound. And all I can say is it is just gutting to hear that. His teammates are devastated. Former teammates are devastated. And he apparently has a pregnant girlfriend. He's 24, from Western Michigan. And the Dallas Cowboys family is gutted. The NFL family is gutted. The NFL Players Association is putting out a press release to all of its players to seek out if they need any sort of counseling to work through their grief. So, to Kneeland and his family and his significant others, as well as the Cowboys family, we send our condolences. And may he rest in peace. And again, for everybody out there, just hug your loved ones. And if this appears to be what it sounds like, check in on them, see how they're doing, make sure they understand that they're not alone, and that we should all look around and view what we do in a day as our scoring a touchdown and revel in the moment, but also know that it can be gone in a flash. May he rest in peace.
Hey, locker room, I wanted to take a moment to just address the news that we all heard today about the tragedy around Marshawn Kneeland. You know, I my heart goes out to his family and, all of his loved ones, his friends, and I'm included in that friendship, and certainly his teammates. Marshawn came over to the restaurant, and he was this great kid, I shouldn't even call him a kid, a great young man. We got to know each other, we talked. He even brought all the guys over and had defensive line dinner. We served them dinner, tried to call them and make sure they know what they wanted and give them everything they wanted. And, the big boys, they sat down and had a good time. And I mean, it was a great guy. And really lit up the room. You don't know what people are dealing with and what people are going through. And a lot of people will say, I don't know, God, you got everything going for you. What could be so bad? And honestly, I pray that God never answers that for you. I pray that God never answers that for any of us. I saw the story about him wanting to play in the NFL and help his mom and everything. You can't, you see a young man that works so hard to accomplish at least that piece of his dream. And yeah, there's some things you can't explain. And it's never anything around this. There's nothing good about this. But it does bring to mind that if you're dealing with things, you should ask or talk to somebody. It was heart-wrenching to hear the phone call between his family and the police. You can hear the worry and the concern in their voices for Marshawn. Man, we have to look in the eyes of our loved ones, right in their eyes, and ask, are you okay? And don't look away until you know that you felt that loved one is okay. Let's make sure we're checking on each other. And let's continue to pray. R.I.P., my brother. R.I.P.
Welcome back, Cowboys Nation, and welcome to another edition of Cowboys Nation Report. I'm here, fired up, ready to dive deep into where we are, where we've been, and where we're going. The star helmet isn't just a logo, it's a legacy. It stands for expectation, for excellence, but also for resilience. And right now, that resilience is being tested. We're halfway through the 2025 season, 9 games in. And yes, the scoreboard doesn't yet reflect the story most of us envisioned. At 3-5-1, the Dallas Cowboys clearly have ground to cover. But this isn't a time to panic. This is a time to rally. Let's start with the big picture. As of now, the NFC playoff landscape is stacked. The division leaders, the Philadelphia Eagles at 6-2, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 6-2, the Seattle Seahawks 6-2, and the Green Bay Packers 5-2-1. The Cowboys are currently seated 11th in the NFC wildcard race. That means to get into the postseason, to go from just being a contender to being a force, we must win out several games, pick up critical victories, and lean heavily on smart execution down the stretch. Now let's talk about why we believe it is still possible and why we should be optimistic. Because even though the record says 3-5-1, the story behind the scenes, the moves being made, the foundation being built, give cause for hope. Chief among those moves, the blockbuster trade that brought 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Quinnen Williams to Dallas from the Jets. The Cowboys sent away a 2026 second-round pick, a 2027 first-round pick, conditional, and defensive tackle Mozzie Smith in exchange. This move didn't happen just for optics. It happened because the Cowboys recognized a glaring weakness in their defensive middle, and they acted. Their defense ranked 31st in scoring and yards allowed. Williams is no ordinary addition. He is the kind of rare talent who demands double teams, collapses pockets, stops the run. In Dallas, he now joins a group that already included players like Kenny Clark and Osa Odigizua, giving the defense an actual chance to shift from liability to strength. The Cowboys are saying offense will always be part of our identity, but to contend, our defense must catch up, and now they've armed it. But let's be honest, this deal did not instantly erase all problems. The grind is still ahead. One player cannot fix every unit's issues. Scheme, communication, depth, consistency all still matter. So the truth is, the Cowboys have made a move to change momentum, but now they must sustain it. So what does that mean for the rest of the season? It means Dallas must approach each game like a playoff game. When you're behind, you don't just show up, you surge. You dominate special teams. You win field position. You win the trench battles. The offense must keep delivering explosive plays, and the defense must keep turning stops into momentum shifts. The next stretch of games matters. The Cowboys face tough opponents, and few margins will separate winning from missing. So each game from here out is a playoff game in mindset. Let's also remind ourselves, the front office has not hamstrung itself. The trade for Williams, according to multiple analysis, was done in a cap-friendly way and with a view toward maintaining flexibility. That indicates Dallas is thinking not just for this season, but for next, the notion of building a sustainable contender. This is vital for any mid-season turnaround. Now, for you, the fan, this is the moment. Are you ready to show up? Are you ready to bring the energy? Wear the jersey. Believe again. Because when this team rallies, when this locker room commits, magical things happen in Dallas. The star shines darkest when the team is battle-tested. In conclusion, yes, the Cowboys have ground to cover. The playoff picture is tough, but yes, you have reason to believe. Because the Cowboys made bold moves, because they added a cornerstone in Quinnen Williams, because the offense remains elite, because when pressurized, when the moment matters, legacy teams rise, and this team can be one of them. So here's your chance to lean in, follow the journey, support the surge, rally the star. We're not surrendering, we're not going quietly, we're rising. Now I want to hear from you. Drop a comment. Do you believe the Cowboys can still make the playoffs this year? Which upcoming game is most critical in your view? And while you're here, hit that like button if you believe in the star. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Cowboys Nation Report so you don't miss our breakdowns, reactions, and deep dives as this season unfolds. Together we ride, together we rise. Go Cowboys!